It's no secret that movie creators like to push the edge, be it with violence, social commentaries, or comedy. Everyone wants their movie to stand out. But sometimes these movies just take things too far and end up doing more harm to their studio than good. Welcome everybody to Trending 10, Nemo here, and today we're going to be counting down the top 10 movies that were banned due to controversy. Number 10, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. One of the most iconic horror movies ever, this film introduced the world to Leatherface, a disfigured murderer who would cut the skin off of his victims' faces and wear them as masks. As if the horror genre wasn't controversial enough, in 1974, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre featured more blood and gore than ever seen before, which only added to the controversy already surrounding the fact that it was loosely based on a true story of a murderer named Ed Gein. The United Kingdom banned the film outright and was not released in Australia until 2001, almost 30 years after its initial debut. Number 9, Ilsa She-Wolf of the SS. Released in 1975, this controversial film told the story of Ilsa, a sexy Nazi warden who put women through insane experiments to try to prove that they could survive more than men could. Can you guess why this movie got banned? Ilsa She-Wolf of the SS was rejected by the British Board of Film Classification and was banned in Australia and Norway for its sexual content and disturbing visuals. And if you've never seen this movie, don't worry, you're not missing much. At our number 8 spot is Song of the South. While this movie inspired Splash Mountain, one of the most legendary Disneyland attractions ever, the movie itself is one of the most offensive things to ever come out of the company. If you go back and rewatch some of the old Disney movies, there are some tasteless comments here and there, but Song of the South just took things a little too far. Even at the time it was released, Song of the South follows a man as he tells children the stories of Brer Rabbit, Brer Bear, and Brer Fox. 3 characters you probably know well from Splash Mountain, along with the now famous Zippity Doo-Dah song. But the film also contained countless racial stereotypes and slurs during the live-action parts involving slavery and the depiction of African Americans. To this day, Disney has never released the movie on a home video in order to try to erase it from their history and maintain their family-friendly reputation. While the movie itself was definitely a mistake, at least Disney recognizes it. Number 7, E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Bet you weren't expecting to see this movie on here, but it's true. One of the greatest science fiction movies of all time is actually banned in multiple countries for the same reason, the portrayal of adults. E.T. is a fantastic movie about friendship and the possibility of life beyond our planet, but Finland, Sweden, and Norway all banned the movie because they reportedly believe that all the negative portrayals of adults in the world would encourage children to recreate the hostile attitudes the kids in E.T. have. Definitely a strange reason to ban a movie. Number 6 is The Interview. It takes a lot to get a movie canceled in the United States, but this 2014 comedy managed to do it. Starring the one and only Seth Rogen and James Franco, who are known for their over-the-top comedy collaborations, The Interview told the story of a TV star and his producer as they head out to do an interview with North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un when the CIA recruit them to assassinate him. Naturally, the real Kim Jong-un was not happy with this, leading to the North Korean government threatening the United States. Sony Pictures delayed the release as more and more major movie theaters refused to play it due to terrorist threats. The Interview's theatrical release was inevitably canceled, save for a couple days in which there were special screenings. However, the movie was eventually released digitally, leading to the company's biggest digital success ever, grossing over $40 million in online rentals and purchases. Number 5, The Evil Dead. This horror classic was released in 1981 and shocked the world with its ultra-violent nature and the buckets of blood and gore that came along with it. The movie follows a group of friends hanging out in a cabin when they accidentally discover an ancient evil that leads to a murder, torture, and rape scene. That is still incredibly disturbing to this day due to the film's excellent special effects. It's not really a surprise that this movie was banned in many countries, including Germany, Iceland, and Ireland. Number 4, The Exorcist. Speaking of horror classics, The Exorcist was released in 1973 and is still considered by many to be the greatest horror movie ever made. Based on a true story, The Exorcist tells the story of a young girl who is possessed by an evil spirit and the 2 priests that try to save her. The movie contained extremely graphic violence and explicit language, which made it very shocking to movie-going audiences in the early 70s. Not to mention the religious content that stirred up plenty of controversy on its own, especially when accompanied with that based on a true story tag. The movie was released in theaters in the UK, but was never given a video release date due to the controversies that had followed. It wasn't until the 1990s that The Exorcist was re-released in the UK. Number 3, Cannibal Holocaust. One of the goriest movies ever made, Cannibal Holocaust is a found footage film in the same vein as the Blair Witch Project, albeit far less well made. The movie follows a professor from NYU who stumbles upon films from a trip to film cannibal tribes in the Amazon forest that are filled with graphic and disturbing footage. When this movie was released, there were actually rumors going around that this film was a snuff film in disguise and that the atrocities on screen were real, although it was later revealed that these were rumors stated by the film's director himself, leading to him being accused of murder. The rumors were later shut down and it was revealed that no humans were harmed in the making of the movie, but it was also revealed that the animals harmed on camera were indeed real, leading to even more controversy as the development of this video, Cannibal Holocaust, is banned in 50 countries for its violence and animal cruelty. Number 2, A Clockwork Orange. This classic Stanley Kubrick film definitely pushed the boundaries of what could be put in a movie in 1971, as it's full of violence, drugs, and disturbing sexual content. It's definitely a class here in the United States, but the British Board of Film Classification refused to release it, preventing the entire country from ever seeing it. In the UK, the release had to be delayed as there were actual copycat criminals in the United States recreating the act seen in the film, which definitely put a dent in its overall reputation overseas. Not even the US version was safe, as it initially had to be cut down and edited in order to avoid the X rating from the MPAA. After a few cuts, the movie was granted an R rating and was released. And in the year 2000, the movie was finally re-released overseas. Number 1 is Borat. This one is kind of a no-brainer for those who have seen the whole thing. In this mockumentary, Sacha Baron Cohen portrays Borat, a reporter from Kazakhstan TV, sent to the United States and attempting to marry Pamela Anderson. While the movie was a great success in the United States, many countries overseas were in outrage over its portrayal of the Middle East and was banned in all Arab countries. The Russian government also discouraged it being shown in theaters in the country, although it was still released. Strangely enough, Kazakhstan's tourist numbers actually increased dramatically after the film's release. And there you have it, guys. Let us know what you thought of it in the comment section below. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and be sure to check out our sponsors in the description below. If you guys have any suggestions for future videos, be sure to comment below. Thanks once again for watching. This has been Nemo from Trending 10, and I will talk to you guys on the next video.